Have you ever wondered what stories our ancestors whispered around crackling fires, long before the age of screens and city lights? What secrets lie buried in the sands of time, carried on the winds across continents? Today, we journey back, far back, to uncover the myths, folk tales, and hidden legends that shaped civilizations and still echo in our world. Forget what you think you know, because these aren't your average bedtime stories. These are tales of gods and monsters, of clever tricksters and forgotten heroes, from the heart of Africa to the icy north and the lush jungles of the Americas. So, settle in, and let's peel back the layers of history, one incredible story at a time. Our first stop is West Africa, home to Anansi the spider. Now, Anansi is no ordinary arachnid. He's a god, a trickster, and sometimes just a very clever spider with a big personality. One of the most famous tales is how Anansi brought stories to the world. In the beginning, the sky god Niam kept all the stories locked away in a golden box. The world was a quiet, dull place without them. Anansi, ever ambitious, went to Niam and declared he wanted to buy the stories. Niam laughed. "These stories are not for sale," he boomed. "But if you can bring me the Mobro hornets, Anini the great python, and Osebo the leopard, then perhaps they will be yours." This was an impossible task, designed to humiliate the little spider. But Anansi was not deterred. He was a master of wit. First, he went to the hornet's nest. He held a large calabash and called out, "A great storm is coming. It's raining. Quick, fly into my calabash for shelter." The hornets, fearing the imaginary rain, buzzed straight into his trap. Anansi sealed the gourd, one down. Next, he found Onini the python. Anansi started a loud argument with himself. "He's longer." "No, he's not. My wife is wrong." The python, curious, asked what the fuss was about. Anansi explained, "My wife says you're shorter than this bamboo pole, but I know she's mistaken." The proud python, eager to prove his length, stretched himself out beside the pole. As soon as he was straight, Anansi quickly tied him to it with strong vines to down. Finally, the leopard. Anansi dug a deep pit in the leopard's path and covered it with branches. When Osebo the leopard fell in, Anansi appeared, full of fake sympathy. "Oh, poor Osebo. Let me help you out." He lowered a rope of vines, but as the leopard climbed, the vines were tied into a net, trapping the fierce cat. Anansi had done the impossible. He presented the three captives to the stunned sky god. True to his word, Niam gave Anansi the golden box. From that day on, the stories were released into the world, and they became known as Anansi Sem, or spider tales. Anansi teaches us that cunning and intelligence can triumph over brute strength, and that even the smallest among us can achieve great things. Now, let's travel north, to the cold, windswept lands of Scandinavia, to hear a tale of the Norse gods. This isn't about Thor's hammer or Odin's wisdom, but about the creation of the world itself. Before anything existed, there was only a vast, empty void called Ginnungagap. To the north lay the icy realm of Niflheim, a place of endless frost and fog. To the south, the fiery realm of Muspelheim, burning with eternal flames. The freezing winds of Niflheim and the hot sparks of Muspelheim met in the middle of the great void. As the ice melted from the heat, the drops of water came to life and formed the first being, a colossal frost giant named Ymir. From Ymir's sweat, more giants were born. As the ice continued to melt, a cow named Audhumbla emerged. She nourished Ymir with her milk, and for herself, she licked the salty ice blocks. For 3 days she licked, and slowly, a new being was uncovered from the ice. First his hair, then his head, and finally his whole body. This was Buri, the first of the gods. Buri had a son, Bor, who married Ajantis and had 3 sons of his own, Odin, Vili, and Vi. These 3 brothers saw the cruelty and chaos of the giants born from Ymir and decided they had to end it. They attacked the massive frost giant, and after a titanic battle, they slayed him. Ymir's blood poured out in such a torrent that it drowned all the other giants, except for one couple, who escaped in a wooden chest to continue their kind. But what to do with Ymir's enormous body? The brothers became architects. They carried his corpse to the center of Ginnungagap and began to build our world. From his flesh, they made the earth. From his blood, they formed the oceans and rivers. His bones became the mountains, and his teeth and smaller bone fragments became the rocks and pebbles. They used his skull to create the dome of the sky, placing a dwarf at each of the four corners to hold it up. They took sparks from the fiery realm of Muspelheim and scattered them across the sky to become the sun, moon, and stars. Finally, from Ymir's brain, they created the clouds. And to protect their new world from the remaining giants, they used Ymir's eyebrows to build a great wall around the central part of the earth, a place they called Midgard, the realm of humans. So, according to the Norse, the world we walk on, the mountains we climb, and the sky we see above are all parts of a fallen giant, a cosmic sacrifice that gave birth to life. For our final tale, we venture into the dense jungles of the Amazon rainforest, to a legend that has captivated explorers for centuries, the story of El Dorado, the Golden Man. This isn't just a myth about a city of gold, it's rooted in a real ceremony of the Muisca people, who lived in what is now Colombia. The story begins with a new chieftain, or Zipa, who had to perform a sacred ritual to appease the gods and secure his right to rule. Before the ceremony, the new leader would enter a period of seclusion, fasting and purifying himself in a sacred cave. When the day came, he would be brought to the holy lake Guatavita. There, his body would be covered in sticky tree resin, and then completely dusted with fine gold powder, transforming him into a living statue of pure gold El Dorado. He would then be placed on a raft, laden with treasures of gold and emeralds. As the raft was paddled to the very center of the circular lake, the Muisca people would gather on the shores, playing instruments and chanting. The silence would fall as the golden chieftain stood. As the sun rose, its rays glinting off his brilliant form, he would offer the treasures to the gods by casting them into the deep, dark water. Then, he himself would dive into the lake, washing the gold from his body as his ultimate offering. He would emerge as the new ruler, his leadership now blessed by the goddess of the lake. When the Spanish conquistadors arrived, they heard whispers of this incredible ceremony. But their greed twisted the tale. The story of a golden man became the story of a golden city, a lost empire paved with gold, waiting to be discovered. This greed fueled countless deadly expeditions into the Amazon, with men chasing a phantom city, a misunderstanding of a sacred ritual. The real treasure wasn't a city, but the culture and beliefs of the Muisca people. The legend of El Dorado is a powerful reminder of how stories can change in the telling, and how the pursuit of material wealth can blind us to the true riches of the world history, culture, and tradition. From Anansi's cleverness to the cosmic creation from Ymir's body, and the sacred ritual of El Dorado, these stories do more than entertain. They are windows into the souls of our ancestors. They teach us about our shared human experience, our desire for knowledge, our awe at the mysteries of creation, and our complex relationship with wealth and power. They show us that wisdom can be found in the smallest spider, that creation can arise from destruction, and that true treasure is often not what it seems. The world is full of these forgotten tales, each one a thread in the magnificent tapestry of human history. What legends from your own culture deserve to be retold? Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and myth. If you enjoyed uncovering these hidden stories, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more adventures into the lore of our world. We've barely scratched the surface, and there are so many more tales waiting to be told. Until next time, keep exploring.